What is going on, everybody? I am your Statistax. This is probably going to be a long video, so I don't want to keep the intro too long or anything, but today we are really going in depth on the 20-minute or however long it was, 18 minutes or whatever, showcase from the PlayStation's State of Play of Borderlands 4. Man, is there a lot to pull apart. And even with me spending like a full day trying to pull this apart, pulling from every source I possibly can, trying to get everything I possibly can about Borderlands 4, more than likely I'm going to miss some things. So anything you think I missed, anything I might not have catched, just let me know down below. This is going to probably be a long one, so grab your snacks, grab your coffee, your soda, your water, buckle up, and let's get into what's going on here. And first, I'm starting out with the character page, and we have the 4 Vault Hunters from the Borderlands website. We got Vex, the Siren, Rafa, the Exo Soldier, Harlow, whatever that is, the Gravatar, I don't know, Amon, the Forge Knight. Now, Harlow is a former Malawan combat scientist driven by the need to understand how things work. While this initially made her an outcast amongst her Trant relatives, Harlow has used her intellect to bring new tech and gadgetry to the battlefield as a Vault Hunter. Harlow's brilliance is apparent in everything she does, but so is her enthusiasm and love for life. Harlow brings everything to the fight, including her sunny disposition. Always ready to give a beatdown, her spirit can't be beat. So Harlow is a Trant. Let me know how you guys feel about this. A playable Trant. That is not what I expected when everybody was asking, bring the Trant family back, bring the Trant family, make the Trant, expand on the Trant family. I was not expecting a playable one. That is really cool in my opinion. I hope she has that fantastic personality we all look for in a Trant. That would make playing as her extremely fun. Moving on though, if we go, so you can go to this website here, link I'll have in the description, and if you scroll all the way down, and there is like more details telling you about all the weapon brands, some of these extra characters here like Claptrap Zane, Defiant Calder, and the Timekeeper, so you can read a little bit on them if you'd like. But if you scroll all the way down, you'll see this big weapon skin thing here, and it says get an exclusive weapon skin for Borderlands 4, and basically you just have to sign up for their newsletter and all that crap, and shift account and yada yada here. Just follow these directions and you will get this weapon skin for Borderlands 4. Now moving on, we have something kind of confusing. I don't know if this dude just slipped up or what, but I was watching a Moxsy video of him talking about some things for Borderlands 4, and he went to this article here written by Stephen T. Wright, and if you read the headline, the title here, it says Borderlands 4 reveals new release date and 2 Vault Hunters. Now, if I go here and read it on his video, check out Moxsy, by the way, excellent YouTuber, covers a lot of different games, loves Borderlands and does lots of amazing builds. So if you're interested in that for Borderlands 3 and when Borderlands 4 comes out, he's great. I'll have him linked down below. Borderlands 4 reveals new release date and 2 more Vault Hunters. 2 more Vault Hunters. Now when I go back to my article, it just says 2 Vault Hunters. 2 more Vault Hunters. So this article definitely got edited, especially because if I scroll down, you will see in where he highlighted, it says Gearbox has pledged to support Borderlands 4 with both free and paid post-launch content following release, including 2 new playable Vault Hunters and extended story content. With all of these fresh additions to the award-winning series, you can expect to lose hours and hours to the just one more loot drop rush of Borderlands 4. So that's what it says when he looked at it. I went and checked out that same source, and that paragraph is no longer there. It's basically like the last sentence of that paragraph. It just says, with all of these fresh additions to the award-winning series, you can expect to lose hours and hours to just one more loot drop rush of Borderlands 4. So, yeah, I don't really know what to make of that, because he was writing about DLC Vault Hunters and then edited that out. So, I don't know if he slipped and knows something, or got some misinfo and that was what happened. I guess we won't know until we know, and people can make up their minds on that. So that's what I had for outside of the deep dive. Now we can go to the actual PlayStation State of Play showcasing Borderlands 4 and talk more on that. Alright, here we are with the Borderlands 4 State of Play showcase, and I am just going to kind of let this play and then pause and slow things down in parts where I, want to talk about something or point something out. So here we go.
Heyo! I'm Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment. Today, we're giving you our deepest look yet at Borderlands 4. All the excitement, loot, and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
Since creating the looter-shooter genre nearly 16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we've pushed things even further.
This is hands down our best Borderlands ever. All new movement, abilities, bigger and badder enemies, and a brand new...
I want to go back. I've noticed across trailers and across this one, the whole thing, whenever they show this dude playing, and this is Rafa here, they'll reveal that later, and he has this visor across his face whenever he activates an action skill, and he gets one where he dual wields, but I always notice it's the same weapon when he's dual wielding in his left hand. It's always the same weapon in his left hand. So I don't think you're able to dual wield weapons from his inventory. I think it's just whatever this is you're able to have in your left hand. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got from it. But it definitely made me less interested in playing as him, to be completely honest. I think he's really cool looking and stuff, but I actually am getting increasingly interested in Harlow, as we'll find out why later.
In a brand new planet, all in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players, with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime Borderlands fans, we're thrilled.
That right there is why I'm interested in playing as Harlow. Right there. Look at that. It looks like phase lock, but also like phase lock with ties that bind, because as you can see, they're all in their bubbles, and then he shoots, they all die. That is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it looks so cool. I wonder what her ability is exactly. It looks like some techie cybernetics. I mean, it's Maliwan, so all these colors that we get to see through her action skills, they must be elements, right? Like, I mean, she's Maliwan, so that's all elemental stuff. So I would guess all these colors are crazy elements going on. And I do love my elemental builds in these games. So yeah, ties that bind level, kind of, similar action skill. That's really awesome.
This is the culmination of years of hard work from my teammates across the Gearbox studios. So enough talk, let's get it. This is Borderlands 4.
Oh, that's another thing I want to do. Okay, so if we go back here, keep going. This box right here that drops, first of all, gore. And then look at that. Like, what is that box that he's dropped over there? I keep looking at this every time I get to this frame, and I have literally no idea what that is. It's got a white loot beam, and it just straight up looks like a box. If anybody has any clue what that could be, yeah, I don't know.
Borderlands is an unforgiving sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play as a Vault Hunter.
All right, these playable characters, everyone in the original trailer when we saw them was complaining. I think here specifically, first of all, if you compare them, I did that in my last video, they definitely look different. I think they're really, really showcasing, if you pay attention to how all these Vault Hunters look as they show them throughout this video, they look different pretty much every time. So they're definitely showcasing heads and skins and customization features within this game.
Badass mercenary with powerful abilities called action skills.
Today I'm playing as Vex, our new siren.
Those wings look so cool.
Phase energy to devastating effect.
And if you listen to her when she does that crazy, almost like sound pulse, you hear a shriek like she's a bat. You hear it.
She wields supernatural phase energy with devastating effect. She can use that energy to empower herself or channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside her.
And because everything's better in co-op, I'm joining as Rafa, a former TDR
See, look,
soldier
same gun in the left hand again.
exosuit.
Charge it
He
up,
can
shoot.
deconstruct an arsenal of weapons, like the razor-sharp arc knives.
Spin attack. It looks so
These are
cool.
2 of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
Borderlands 4 takes place on Kairos, an all-new planet steeped in conflict. For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants fused to their spines.
And then, right here, player in cutscene, your playable character in a cutscene. So I know a lot of people where, you know, like, I want to be more involved in the story and things like that. And there you are, playable character in the cutscene. I know people were saying that about Borderlands 3, saying, like, where's our character, a lot of times when things were going on. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty cool improvement. I look forward to it. First time ever in Borderlands that we're seeing our own character. And we'll see later down the line that it does look like the customizations carry over into the cutscenes.
Years ago when Alpha showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the
Thirst
galaxy,
scrap. I don't know if anybody ever caught that. I don't know what it means. I don't know anything about that. I mean, it looks like the same kind of color lettering you see on Ellie. When you see her and, like, go to her scrapyard, it's the same lettering and stuff. So I wonder if this is her place or not. But I don't know. We'll find out. Thirst scrap definitely sounds like something she might do.
it crashed into the protected
Desert
veil
region, it
around
looks
Kairos.
like.
The results were devastating. A planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's purpose.
Look at this dude. Wait, hold on. Look at this dude. Like, he jumps off that ledge up here in the top right over here. Jumps over. I don't know if there's a trampoline down there. Like, boing. Just goes way back up. Like, what did he just hit? My UI is in the way. There's some blue thing there. Come on, go away. I don't even know what that is.
Keeper's perfect order.
I don't know. I don't know what he does. He
Now
just
people
bounces
all across
way up.
Kairos have started rising up. Some even ripping out their bolts. And chunks of their
This
brain
guy's got
along
like
with
2 heads, it looks like, or something. Okay,
That's
smacks
the
the head at
situation
you.
our Vault Hunters have crash
Map
landed
looks
into.
freaking gorgeous.
A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark. As you explore, you'll meet a cast of incredible characters. Fan favorites return, like Zane and Moxsy. You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Last but not least is Echo 4. This helpful drone follows you everywhere, hacking order tech, scanning the environment, and helping
Look at that. There's guiding lines to tell you where to go. And something I've been wondering about these is, will it only tell you main objective where to go? Or will it also be able to guide you? Like, is it whatever you set on the map? Like, I mean, if I set a waypoint, will it take priority over your objectives? Or does it only tell you objectives? Does it only tell you main objective? I kind of wonder how this guiding line thing works, because it would be nice if it also told you waypoints, especially because, as we'll see later and we'll get into later, there is no mini-map, at least according to what we see here in this. I don't know if it's an optional thing. I don't know, but we'll get into that.
But enough of all that. Let's get into the game.
Thanks to
All
our
right,
improved
here's the
lobby
menu
system, it's
background
easier
and the
than-
menu that we can finally see for the first time. This is where you'll be able to, you know, get into where you start the game, be able to join friends. It even says down in the bottom right here, join split screen, press start for options. And then, you know, up top is all the elements to be able to join your friends and whatnot. And they talk about being able to, you know, join friends easier and whatnot. I don't know how you make it any easier than how easy it was in Borderlands 2 and 3. But whatever, I mean, yeah, let's just let it go by.
With lobby system, it's easier than ever to join up with your friends on the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Today, we're venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4 zones on Kairos that you can seamlessly explore. There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
For our current mission, we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains.
There is a lot to break down. Like, first of all, I'll start with something that I really like is this potent alchemist down here in the bottom left. I like that. I think that's, you know, like class mod names, which kind of just brought flavor to your character and everything in Borderlands 2 when you could see, you know, I mean, I'm guessing you'll be able to see your teammates' class mod names as well. It says Rafa hyphen and then it's just blank. I'm assuming that's just because he doesn't have one equipped, maybe, I hope, or they're just hiding it or something. Because I liked the UI when it told you like all the details about, you know, your friends in the game and gave you that little flavor title from your class mod. You'll see down here in the bottom left that there is a syringe, which they'll show later, and that is something to be able to heal yourself with. I like what they did with the level in the corner here in the XP bar around it, as that kind of, you know, opens up. Again, if my UI goes way down at the bottom, it opens up that center area to just be more open and clean. I don't like this weapon wheel down here at the bottom right. I just don't see how we need this. I don't think we do. We never needed it in prior Borderlands. I don't see how this is useful whatsoever, especially when you have a button that's always there telling you to hold triangle to swap your weapons, which you also don't need. You're going to learn very quick how to swap your weapons, and you'll literally never need to be told again. I just think this is a waste of UI and doesn't need to be there. I don't know, maybe it's toggleable or something. It's also an update that could make it toggleable and just turned off, or maybe there'll be a mod or something somebody makes to get rid of this, because it's literally pointless. Like, you do not need this. And if we let it play...
has been conducting grotesque experiments on locals. It's up to us to stop him.
All right,
We'll
let's
see
get
here
moving.
this gliding.
Here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement abilities.
Which uses
Along
a
with
stamina
dash,
bar.
double jump, climbing, and point grapple.
Uses up your stamina bar to glide, so you can only glide so far.
These make getting around more fun.
I wonder if
and
there's
add
a way
ton
to
of
improve
utility
that.
to combat.
As you traverse, you'll uncover a vast and beautiful world. And to bring Kairos to life, we've introduced dynamic weather and events, so you constantly have new things to discover.
There's also plenty of local wildlife to contend with. Like
Now
these
again,
crabs,
right here,
flying beasts,
no minimap, like, which is weird because there's this big open corner here, so a minimap would fit. And we're back to just a compass, which I don't have as strong of feelings as others. I watched K6 talk about this, and he really, really just completely despises the compass. I think I'd have to wait and see how I feel about it. I think they tried to make up for no minimap by giving you this guiding line thing that points you where you want to go. But I do see his point where you look how clustered everything is on the compass. And it's just, I can see why it would be annoying and confusing to a lot of people for a lot of reasons with gameplay. I mean, that compass gets really cluttered pretty much majority of the time that they're playing. It's just like a lot going on it. So I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's definitely a downgrade to me. I mean, I feel like they even admit that having a minimap is an upgrade, because the last time we didn't have a minimap was Borderlands 1, and then they remastered Borderlands 1 and added a minimap. So they very openly admitted through design, by adding a minimap to a game that didn't have it, they very openly admitted that it's an upgrade, and then made a new game where there is no minimap. So that alone really just perplexes me, because they've clearly acknowledged that it's an upgrade, but then they got rid of it. I don't know. Maybe it's an option in the settings or something. Who knows? It would be kind of weird for them to choose to go with the compass. Maybe they thought the minimap made it look too cluttered, so they wanted to just go with the compass for people. I don't know.
Here we've come across a silo, one of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Yeah, so these kind of come off to me like some Ubisoft formula, like, I don't know, synchronized tower kind of thing. Probably a little bit different, but that's just how it comes off to me. It's just some open world thing for you to do. I guess it's cool, it gives you XP. And then it says there, acquired 40. It's in the color orange, so I'm guessing that that's Ordinite. We've discussed Ordinite on this channel prior. It's those orange shield-looking things that drop from enemies. That you'll see plenty of them drop in this as well. Probably already have, honestly. And my assumption is that it is currency akin to Iridium. Okay, we stop here. We see a vending machine, a weapons vending machine. And then if you look over here to the right, that says Frigid Overlook. That's a fast travel machine. That's a fast travel machine, and they're in Frigid Overlook. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. And then a little further over is that meds machine. Here's a little bit of a look at the map, and if we look at the tabs up top, we got missions, map, inventory, skills, and SDU, and customization. So I'm guessing that means customize your person, maybe also your vehicle. I don't know, but it's cool that you'll be able to customize on the fly. SDUs, that's really awesome if you're just able to straight up just buy SDUs on the fly and upgrade your ammo. Not having to worry about, like, go back to Sanctuary or something. That's really awesome. I know a lot of people will love that. It seems to tell you activities, you know, 1 of 2 over here in the top right. Hint area. So this highlighted area, there is a vault fragment hidden somewhere in this area. So when they activated whatever this is that they just activated here, it looks like that kind of gives you an area to go to find a vault fragment.
Select these fragments to unlock a hidden vault.
See that?
High-level dungeon with...
So you find these vault fragments. I don't know how many of them you need, but then you can find hidden vaults and get some hopefully really good loot.
Challenging combat and serious loot.
It's a dungeon. It's its own dungeon. So if we go back, I found this through watching K6. Shout out to K6, Ki11er Six. If you want to check out his channel, also linked down below. If we look here, I don't know if that dude playing as Rafa like went to the machine and sold a gun or what, but there was not a blue gun in front of it before, and now there is. So that's interesting. That I don't know if it's like weapon of the day or something, but I mean, it wasn't sticking out before and now it is. So that's interesting to me that they decided. I don't know what that feature is, honestly.
Let's get after it.
Glides again. Stamina bar for gliding. It's kind of short. I wonder if you can upgrade it.
Another nice thing about silos is you can zip line up and take off.
Notice this time that he's gliding and there's no stamina bar. No stamina bar when you do that. Use the zip line to glide.
And if that's not fast enough for you, you can always pull out your personal vehicle, the Digirunner.
Now, if we pause here, first, like some of these UI elements, like what is that? Like you can jump with your vehicle, R1. It almost maybe looks like you can jump with it. I have no idea what this is to press circle. I don't know if that's like just getting off your vehicle and it's just telling you that. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't know what this R1 here does. Very interesting. Something else I want to go back and show is rendering. Definitely see pop in while going through. Wonder if that's, you know, a setting that'll be able to be changed. Definitely on PC, but this is on PlayStation, remember, being played, I believe, on a PlayStation 5 Pro. So I wonder what kind of settings they'll probably have, like a performance inequality or something.
Vehicle, the Digirunner. Just hop on, hit boost.
I think those ships look so cool.
You can customize the body, paint job, and even how it handles.
And because this is Borderlands, you best believe it has guns.
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
So I'm wondering, because a huge problem I had with vehicles in Borderlands 3 was A, how easily they were destroyed, especially on Mayhem. Way too easily destroyed. So I really hope that vehicles aren't that big of an issue in this with that. But also, I wonder if there's some kind of cooldown. Like, say your vehicle gets destroyed. And, you know, can you just, like, pop it right back up, like, infinite amount of times, just really quick, just keep popping it up? There must be some kind of cooldown for that, right?
All right, we're coming up on an order outpost.
Vault tracking. You've received a vault signal. Check your map to see the area where the signal is coming from. And if you notice up top at the right here, it says vault key fragment detected, and it looks like these bars fill up the closer you get. I do wonder how, I mean, the radius looked pretty big on the map or maybe it tightens, I don't know. But I am definitely interested to see how this goes, the vault key fragment detected thing. And then the compass goes red when there's enemies nearby, red dots underneath. Something I'd like to point out, if we watch, all right, shoots him once in the back, kind of like on that backpack, gets a critical hit. All right, gets like 2 more critical hits shooting him on that backpack. Maybe that's his critical spot, I don't know. And then shotgun from the front gets a critical. So, I don't know. Could be a skill. Could be weapon enhancements or something, which we'll get into later. I just thought that was interesting. Also, says leaking under his name. And Joltz Dude, I will show actually right now. Joltz Dude put out a tweet noticing there was modifiers back. He noticed all the names under, like all the little tags under their names. Chain Master, Radiation Damage Chain, bullet deflection, deflector under his name, contagious, and there's a fire area of effect from this guy Tim here. So that has me worried, but then Graham actually replies saying we have no mayhem modifiers in Borderlands 4. These are just traits that are more inspired by the likes of other ARPGs that add little wrinkles to enemies to keep combat unpredictable and interesting. These are not punishing effects. I don't really know what he means by they're not punishing effects. I mean, they definitely are, right? Like contagious, a fire area of effect. Like if you get close to them, you get burned and take damage. I mean, that's punishing, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's how it works, but I wonder if it's just a very minor, like maybe it doesn't do a lot of damage. Borderlands 3 Mayhem modifiers were way overtuned, like to the point where it was affecting builds, and it would eliminate builds sometimes. So then you want to re-roll your modifier so that you can use that build. Like it was straight up disruptive to the point where builds were becoming obsolete with certain modifiers on. Like say you were an elemental build and you rolled a modifier that would make them resistant to elements. And it's like, that is disruptive. That is disruptive to your build, to your gameplay. And we don't want that. We want builds to be able to be used no matter what. Like, obviously there's going to be good builds, bad builds, great builds, but like a gameplay mechanic such as that's that inconsistent shouldn't be what disrupts it. It should be a consistent thing of, my build just doesn't work for this level of difficulty. Not, my build doesn't work because occasionally these enemies pop up and it takes me 30 minutes to kill them because they have a modifier on them. So that's all I'll say about that. But I did notice that, and I wanted to be able to point it out. And let me know what you think of the modifiers down below. I don't know. I'm very interested. I've seen a lot of people saying akin to ARPGs and things. I don't really know what that means. I know what ARPG is, action RPG, but I don't know. I never played ARPGs where this is a thing, at least not that I've noticed. Hopefully it is just a nice little wrinkle to throw in there to be like, oh, this enemy has this. All right, let me, whatever. Like, maybe it spices up the gameplay a little, but I don't want it to be disruptive.
Together makes combat more dynamic than ever. You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles, or quickly reposition to gain an advantage.
The grapple looks like so much fun. Yep, see there's that radiation chain. Grappled something and threw it at him, which I love. This here, if I go back, because I can't pause things right. So there's these dots under his crosshair, or reticle, or whatever you want to call it. There's these dots under here, and if you notice, they light up. He's charging it. So this is I think it's Order. I think it's Order that is this brand. And I don't know. People did not like charging weapons on Maliwan. I think a whole brand surrounding it is basically a dead brand. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be using these. I don't know. Grappled something through it. I love that. I think that is the coolest thing. How much there is to grab and throw at people like during combat. Another thing over there to grab. That's so cool to me.
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
There's that line telling you where to go.
With none other than the Tigra Partali herself, Amara. She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter from Borderlands 3. She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Don't you whine at me, Hermes. We'll play in a moment, huh? Ugh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
That looks like a fast travel station, maybe? Off to the right here? I don't know. It looks like it activated as they ran up to it. Maybe, I don't know.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide. This must be the path to the black side.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some property destruction.
Ooh, your specialty. Please be my guest.
Come. Let's Throw some light on this black site of his.
This place is crawling with creeps.
Clear them out.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands, and we've put a ton of work into making it better than ever. Our improved lobby was just the start. You can also set your own.
I don't know what this was. It just says right here. It just says detonate. I don't even know if he does it. Like, he put his action skill over there, whatever that is. A ball of something. And it just says detonate. So I don't think he actually does it. Doesn't look like it. It just kind of goes away.
Independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about loot ninjas stealing your drops, as loot is always instanced for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up, you can easily fast travel to your friends.
And 2-player split screen returns so you can enjoy couch co-op. Regardless of how you play, we just want you to be able to hang with your buddies and have a great time.
What the hell is that?
And then this challenge progression that pops up. I like that. I don't know if that was really in Borderlands 3. I don't remember. I honestly don't even remember. If it was, it's not prominent. But I like that. I like that it's in this. To maybe have some things that just give you, like, you know, little XP bonuses while you're playing. Things to go after if you want.
Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air vent. Let's check it out.
Things like this, I hope. I don't, like, it looks like, okay, so she's talking, combat's been over, right? It pretty much ended here. It's been over. We're just listening to dialogue.
If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside.
All right, so you can kind of open it before she even tells you to open the air vent, but, like, I don't know. I just, again, like, Borderlands 3 stuff, don't want to be sitting around listening to dialogue too long. Occasional pause here and there, maybe, like, whatever, you know, but I don't want to be sitting around listening to dialogue too long, so if we can grapple that before she, like, you know, stops talking and just kind of move on with our lives, that would be great.
Hermes is really creeped out in here. Not me, obviously. Hermes.
Now that we're in the black site, let's take a moment to talk about loot.
First of all, so this is the weapon wheel thing, which is kind of weird UI decision to do this instead of just the bars like normal. Up top here at the top left, you have equipment and backpack, which is weird. They separated it, so it's normally in Borderlands, we all know how it goes. It's like on the right side is a pane with all of your inventory and weapons that you're holding, and then off to the left is everything you have equipped. Here it's just your equipped things, which is really weird.
Each piece of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics and trademarks. There's Jacobs, with crit-friendly black powder weapons, the elemental expertise of Maliwan, Vladov, who solve lower accuracy with more bullets, the toss to reload Tedior, or Torg with explosions! We also have 3 new ones. The Order with powerful charge and release blast, fully auto rippers, and the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
So that's really cool. Daedalus sounds pretty interesting to me, maybe a little bit like Doll, where, like, I mean, look-wise, it kind of looks Atlas-esque the way he's holding it, but it sounds like, in use case, more Doll, with the way it's like, you can swap for, like, so there is an assault rifle shown somewhere in this trailer where it says it can swap and use pistol ammo, which is pretty cool. I almost wonder if that's even going to be useful. I don't know. Ripper, that's basically like COV, Scav, bandit type weapon brand. That's just their, you know, enemy weapon brand kind of thing. So
which can use multiple ammo types.
Those are all the weapon brands.
But that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon. For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Molly 1 elemental switch, meaning it shoots fast.
So this sounds more akin to Borderlands 2's endgame. My biggest takeaway from this, well, I have two things that kind of conflict each other for why this could be good or bad. One is they say higher rarities will have more parts to get. That almost sounds like the opposite of what you want out of a legendary. Like, you kind of, when you get a top tier weapon, you want there to be as little mix up with it as possible, because you want it to just be as close to a god roll as possible. Maybe within legendary, there is that line of there's 3 rolls to it, and one of them is the god roll, and then for your character, and then the other 2 are just kind of like other rolls that you can get, and they'll be good, but they're not god roll. So for them to say the higher the rarity, the more parts there are to mix and mash, makes it sound like it's getting more convoluted the higher the rarity, which makes it hard for me to believe that like legendaries are just definitive, since it sounds like they can be more random. But maybe, and this is where the weapon enhancements come in. We'll get to it in a second.
Elemental switch, meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
And that's before even getting into alt fire modes, underbarrels, and elemental damage.
The possibilities are truly endless.
So it does sound like god rolls are going to be difficult to get.
With your favorite.
Now, these are weapon enhancement modifications that you can put on your guns. And there's the 3 that you can equip down here. They each have their own little logo like this on them. And basically, this one is called Action Fist. And it looks like you basically have to get 3 to be equipped that have Action Fist. And then it does something. I don't know what. I'm assuming that's what this box over to the left is, in the like center left here. I'm assuming if you have the 3, it shows up the logo over here and maybe tells you what it does. I don't know. So these are the weapon enhancement modifications. So say you have this equipped. These replace your artifacts, they say. So Explosiception. Weapons with Torg licensed parts fire stickies that hit for a bonus 50% damage when first attached to an enemy. So this basically gives you Torg loyalty. The Torg loyalty is typically, well, first of all, explosions, but also sticky explosions. So you can switch it to a sticky round, and then it hits them, it sticks, and then you reload and it explodes. This is a little bit different, but it puts a sticky that hits for a bonus 50% damage when first attached to an enemy. So it's a little different, but it's that brand loyalty kind of being copy and pasted onto a weapon, which is why I was saying I wonder, because if we look,
we've added enhancements. This new type of gear.
Weapons with Ripper licensed parts increase weapon damage by plus 2% for each consecutive shot fired. So max stack of 25. So I don't know, like I just wonder what the bonus is to having more parts on a legendary. Because even I was gonna say this must stack, so like if you have a bunch of Ripper parts on a weapon, maybe it stacks up that 2% damage. I don't even know. I honestly have no idea. Yeah, I'm kind of questioning it. I don't know if that's good, bad, both.
Places artifacts.
I don't know.
Provides bonuses to specific manufacturers. Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with deadless parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage. This lets you min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, We've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game.
This made me laugh. I said it in my last video, but I'll say it again. This just made me laugh because they talk about readjusting drop rates and everything to make legendaries feel special again. And it just made me laugh because it's like only Borderlands fans could get hyped from seeing a red chest open and getting 3 greens, a blue, and a purple. It's just hilarious to me. But what I want to go back to, there is, in this shot, where do you equip your shield? This is a syringe. This is a healing thing that you can equip, that which they'll tell you about later, and it's basically like this equipment you can get to heal yourself and give yourself other buffs. This is ordnance. Ordnance is now your rocket launchers and grenades, so you basically have to choose which one to equip, and there's a cooldown on it. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about this. I wonder how it affects builds around rocket launchers and grenades and such. If you can kind of like an action skill get perks to make the cooldown less and such. I don't know. This is very weird to me. I don't know what the design decision was here to put rocket launchers behind its own slot that has a cooldown. Kind of Destiny-like. Strikes me as odd. I just wonder how it affects builds with rocket launchers and such. But yeah, I don't know where you equip your shield. But as I was getting to, they show a shield in the red chest. So you can loot and pick up shields. I just don't know where you equip them.
Our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, ordnance.
This is where ordnance comes in, and my stupid UI that keeps showing up here, which I wish I could move and get rid of or something. Basically, this is not there we go. This is not 2 action skills that this character can use. That bottom right one there that's blue with the counter of 50 is your ordnance, and that is what I was talking about earlier with the rocket launcher. He has some kind of rapid fire cannon thing that he uses. You'll see that number drop as he goes through and uses it in this area.
Gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers.
See that? It's counting down. It's down to 22, 20. Yeah.
Has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, he says as often as you want, but you have to wait for it to cool down. So I just don't understand why they put rocket launchers behind that slot. I'm not mad about it. I don't know if I disagree with it or not. I don't really know how to feel about it until I play it and get my hands on it, which I can't wait for. I'm just so excited for this game. But what I want to do now is go back, and now this time watch the XP bar over here with the 24. Watch the XP bar. I think this is for showcase purpose, but I want to show you guys and hear what you think. Not every time he kills something, but if you noticed right there, sometimes when he kills something, that XP bar hits a complete reset and goes all the way around. And it's not every time he kills something, but occasionally it does that.
No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
I did it again. But now that combat's over, plus 5,000 XP. But look, that objective did not change. Find Lilith, and then it goes away and then pops back up and says plus 5,000 XP, and he levels up. Do you guys think that's just for showcase effect, and basically they locked his level so that he wouldn't level up until this exact moment? I don't really know. That's my guess, is that that's what they did. And that's why the XP bar was doing that, but I'll show you later that it actually keeps doing it even when he's 25. So I don't know why maybe it's a UI bug. I don't know. But I'm guessing they gave him the plus 5,000 to just push him over the edge, level him up, and then he can, do the showcase thing. Something else is it says you leveled up, and as I kind of scroll here, that goes away. Typically in Borderlands 3, there would be somewhere on this screen saying, hey, you have a skill point. After that goes away, usually it just pops up at the bottom in the center there being like, press tab, you have a skill point. It doesn't seem to do that in this, which I really like. I hated the reminder, like, hey, you've leveled up. Make sure to use that right now. It's like sometimes I just don't care and I just kind of want to wait until I have multiple skill points. I don't know, call me weird, but sometimes I like to do that. And it was annoying to have this UI thing just pop up and tell me like, make sure you do this, do it right now. So I don't know. I didn't see that was anywhere, and I like that.
Every Vault Hunter has a set
Now
of
this is an
unique
interesting
action skills.
thing.
These are class-defining abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to
Okay,
phase familiar.
let's go back for a second. There's like a lot to pull apart here. If I can go back enough. There we go. So it says here on the top right that you have 19 points invested. And I counted them all up. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, I can count. Yeah, so it says 19 invested here, but there's 22 if you can count correctly. There is 22 points invested here. And if you notice, these skills over here have these little blue icons. That's definitely class mod, which also, by the way, if we go back to that screen that I don't feel like trying to find, if we go back to it, maybe I'll try and get a screenshot and just put it on screen. There is no class mod equipped on that equipment page. I am very, very interested to see what the backpack screen looks like. I don't know what they did to make it so you need an equipment page, but I am very interested to see what that backpack screen looks like. I don't know, because there was no shield equipment slot and there was no class mod equipment slot, but we know they both exist. Anyways, so 19 points invested, 3 are added here because of class mod. Now another interesting thing, first of all, we know that, which I'll show you later, 5 is what it takes to get from one tier to the next in these little branches here. Next up, that's interesting, is he put 4 points here in this skill down in the bottom right. We see the green thing pushing down in this box, not in these two. So it seems like whatever branch you go into, it's really going to just be in your best interest to stick to that box, because it's going to take a lot to be able to get anywhere in, so it just seems like it's your best interest to spec into one and then capstone. And yeah, so next thing is the capstone, and it looks like you'll have to get to level 29 for your first capstone. Well, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28, and then the capstone, 29. So it looks like you'll have to get to level 29 just to capstone. I don't know if that's higher than other Borderlands games or not. I honestly don't remember what it takes to do that in Borderlands 3 or Borderlands 2. If somebody knows, definitely let me know down below. Okay, I'm coming back in because while doing some editing and things, after I finished already recording, I realized that they made it far cheaper to be able to get multiple capstones. Let me know how you feel about that. I'm kind of curious, because think about it. If you fill out that top box up here, you fill out this main box, and then it unlocks these 3. And what I was saying is, yeah, when you spec into this one, it only moves this one. But think about it. You spend 10 points here, that's another capstone. I don't know if you have to spec into this bottom one here to get that capstone unlocked, or if it's just like an extra, the bottom one next to the capstone. You probably have to spec into it, maybe, I don't know. But let's say you spec into this and get this all the way down. That we already discussed takes 15 points. So that's 5, 10, 15. Okay, now you spec down to here. That's another 5, that's 20, 25. This, if you could spec right into the capstone from here, that's only 26. If you have to spec into this then capstone, that's 29. So, let's say at worst, 29. Okay, want another capstone? Come over to this middle one. 5, 10, 11, 12. Math. 39, 40, 41? So 41 is here. So you wouldn't be able to get this capstone, because if the level cap is 50, like it's been for every other Borderlands at launch, then you can't grab this one. You would be able to after they do level cap raises through DLC and whatnot, or just if they're free updates like Borderlands 3, but you could very easily get 2 capstones in one skill tree if you choose to do that. I wonder how that will work out. I am very curious to hear from y'all and what you think of this, because I was thinking about it the way of switching to another skill tree to get another capstone, but you don't have to. There's 3 capstones in one skill tree. Curious to hear what everybody thinks of that, because 5, 10, 15, yeah, I mean 29, I don't know, like 26 or 29. Let me know, do you guys think you'd have to spec into these bottom ones here to get that capstone? Or do you think once you unlock this row, the capstone is unlocked and that's it, and this is just an extra perk for you to get next to the capstone that you can grab if it, of course, you know, benefits your build? But as we move forward here,
3 unique action skills. These are class-defining abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see,
1,
each action
2,
skill has
3,
its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever
4,
before.
5.
On top of
5 gets
passive
you down to the
skills,
next
you can further
tier.
customize action skills with augments and capstones.
Also,
These
it tells you how many are invested in that tree that you're looking at, not overall. So this says 5 points invested. The last one said 19 points invested.
socket enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds completely change how.
Which, by the way, I forgot to mention, 5 points here, 19 points in the other. That's 24. He's level 25. So we know that we start getting skill points as soon as we level up for the first time. So there's no, returning to wait 5 levels or 2 levels or something to get skill points. There's none of that. You get skill points right from the get-go.
Resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skill is attuned to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
Okay, I just want to echo a sentiment or complaint or whatever that K6 has with this UI, with this flower weapon UI thing, and I don't even know if I care. First of all, I'm on mouse and keyboard. I literally never look at this weapon wheel. I pretty much just either use numbers or scroll wheel to flip through them really quick. I literally never use this weapon wheel thing. But his problem with it, with it not being a bar and being this weird design here, is that you're going to get larger weapons like a sniper rifle, like a long weapon, and it's going to be much harder to be able to tell what that weapon is, because you're going to get these sniper rifles that are really long, and then they just have to shrink the picture of it down so much that it just looks like this tiny thing. So that I wanted to echo his complaint, because maybe there's others out there that are going to care about that. I don't know. I personally, as I said, will probably never be using this weapon wheel unless it's just forced upon me, which I hope it's not. And yeah, I just personally, I don't know. Like, there are some weird UI decisions here. This I don't really care about. The bottom right here, as I said in the beginning, with this weapon wheel and holding triangle, like, just get rid of it. People are gonna learn and not need this ever again. So I don't know. Personally, that's my thing, is they could shrink the UI
from kinetic to
over
shock,
here.
fire, or any other elemental type.
And also, you can pet the cat.
Dead end. Or is it? Let's see where this vent takes us. Gods. Are those test tubes?
Gunplay here just looks so much fun. I just can't wait to get my hands on this game. Regardless of critiques I have, like, I am very, very excited for this game. Look at how many things there are to grapple with, by the way, as he looks around. There's so many to grab and just chuck at your enemies. I love that. Interactive environment. I love it.
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course,
Okay, that's the syringe that I was talking about before, if I can pause.
This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs.
So, yeah, he just said, provides health and other buffs. So, that syringe is going to heal you. I'm assuming maybe there's, you know, different types of, like, syringe. Kind of like a... Ooh, I wonder if that's what your class mod is. I didn't even think about that. I wonder if when you get a healing syringe, not only can it buff you in other ways other than healing you, maybe that's your class mod. I do wonder that. But if you notice, after he used it, if I can travel back far enough, he goes down, gets up, and then uses it. And as soon as he uses it, actually, before he even really injected himself with it, his health is already going up. So the animation means nothing other than just an animation. And then the shield over here, look at that. It almost looks like he gets an over shield.
I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my reference.
That might be a buff that he has on his specific thing.
Other buffs, like temporarily boosting my
Yep,
elemental
it definitely is.
rate of fire,
Because,
or
wow,
movement
where's my mouse? Holy crap, wow. Yeah, it definitely is the buff of that syringe, because if you look, or maybe a perk, who knows, but this overshield, there's a little buff perk here next to the shield saying, like, you know, you got this active, and then that goes away and the overshield goes away. Now, something weird
damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
that I noticed after the combat ends, everything's done, dialogue starts. Look at his shield descend.
Look at these guys.
Like, what? Maybe that's like a negative thing to whatever he has on that syringe. Like, maybe that's like almost like a, you know, oh, you'll get overshield when you first use this for X amount of time, but then after a little bit, you'll lose half of whatever the overshield is, or something like that, because that is weird. There's no combat going on, and you just kind of watch his shield descend a little bit.
Look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
And right here toward the end, huge
If you're looking to
news.
experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxsy's big encore machine to spawn another run.
That's huge. That is huge. I hope the volume comes out okay on this recording for the video, but if not, Moxsy's big encore machine is something that they've added to Borderlands 4, and this is huge. Moxsy's big encore machine, not only they're saying gets rid of save quit farming, that allows you to farm your bosses without save quitting. That is enormous. That is freaking enormous. Second, it sounds like you can reroll specific missions to play those again. Also enormous. It sounds like For me, this is kind of, I'm fine with it. No true Vault Hunter mode, which, again, personally, I'm fine with. I'm sorry for all you true and ultimate Vault Hunter bros out there that liked having those modes. I'm sorry for you guys. Personally, I'm fine with it. I like it. I like the no save quit farming bosses. I am so excited to find out more about the end game, guys. I mean, that is huge. I cannot wait to see how it works, what you can do with it and everything, and just try it myself. Oh, I am so excited. The biggest thing for me about it is that maybe farming will actually be doable co-op farming, because you can just, without save quitting, having to invite your friend back, you can just go into this big Encore Moxsy machine thing that they're talking about here, go into it, reroll a boss farm, and just keep doing it through that. And hopefully that means that you won't have to keep reinviting your friends to farm the enemies you want to farm. You can both take turns, be like, hey, listen, I need this for my build. Can we get that? Oh yeah, sure, dude. After that, can we do that? Cannot wait for that. Hopefully this introduces a lot more people into Borderlands Endgame and makes Borderlands Endgame a little bit more easy and obvious for people, because there's a lot of people that still play Borderlands as casuals that just don't even know about Endgame really, and just kind of play for the story and then just replay story over and over, which, hey, I do that too all the time. Love it. But I also love the Endgame, and hopefully people will get easier access into the Endgame and get a better idea of what it is and how it works and why it's fun. And hopefully my friends are some of those people that will join me along the way for Endgame in Borderlands 4.
But we'll talk more about Endgame later. For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass. In Borderlands 4, our bosses are bigger and better.
What do you guys think, raid boss?
All your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
Whoa. Spoilers. That's enough of that for now. But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
Woo, yeah. That's it, guys. So that is everything that I wanted to break down. There's probably going to be more and more coming out from other sources, other people, and when it happens, I will report on it. If I find anything personally, again, I will report on it. I will be here 100% covering Borderlands 4. Cannot wait for September 12th. I am just so excited. If there's anything I missed, guys, let it be heard down in the comments. And I just can't wait for this game. And with that, I'll talk to y'all in whatever the next one is. See y'all. Peace out.